Uh, Happy Monday. Good to be back at it. Nice little break I hope everybody took. We got five good ones in a row, so we got to be totally focused here moving forward. Was able to get a little bit of time away. Team got a little bit of time away. Had an outstanding practice last night. One of the better ones we've had. The guys came back full pads, full energy. So really good one last night, and looking forward to the challenge this coming Saturday evening. Really good football team. I think they're 16-4. The last 20 games they've played, 10-3 last year, 6-1 this year. You look at what Coach Smith has done. 2-10, 5-7, 2-5, 7-6, 10-3, 6-1, and you could see a tremendous build. That is they're at a very, very high level, 11th in the country, and we know that in order for us to be able to compete with this team, we got to play at our best. I think they're very, very well rounded. They play very good defense. They have a very good pro-style offense where they're under center, and they're using their play-action game and the run game and special teams. They got a great returner. So altogether, we got to play our best football for this team, and that'll be our challenge.
Where are you guys at just in terms of health and injuries and all that stuff?
We're in a good spot there. I think we're pretty close to everybody being able to play. I think we'll see where Polito lies here over the next couple days, where he is health-wise. But other than that, my goal is to be able to have everyone dressed and ready to play come Saturday night.
And then where are you at with quarterbacks right now?
We have two really good ones, Justin. We have two really good ones is where I'm at. So we'll see what that looks like come Saturday at 7:30. But right now I know that I feel really good. I looked at where our guys fit in the Pac-12, and I think they've thrown 17 touchdowns among the two of them. We have 7 interceptions. We're 73% completion. We are another additional, I think, 4 touchdowns by Jaden on the ground. And so I think we combine for 21 touchdowns, I believe it is. And we're over, I think we'd be 4th in the conference if they were 1. But so we'll just wait and see what that looks like, see how progresses this week, see how healthy everybody is, and then go from there.
Regarding Polito, you could maybe redshirt him this year. Using the rule, he could play in up to 4 games. He has an injury situation. What have the discussions been like? If he's ready to go, will he play, or is there?
Oh, if he's ready to go, he'll play. Yeah, if he's ready to go, he'll play. I think he's only played 1 quarter, which was just a Stanford first quarter. So we still have 3 more games out of these next 5. Postseason doesn't count any longer for red shirts. That's a new rule that's gone into play. So the red shirt only is the 12 regular season games. So I would be very surprised if he's physically ready to go this week. So I think you're really only talking about a 4-game window there. So then at that point in time, I think what we would end up having that conversation is, can he play 3 of those 4 games? If he can, that would still allow him to have his 4 years. And also, if we're fortunate enough to be able to play in the postseason, he'd be able to do that as well.
With having the bye and having the extra time, how much more of that was devoted to scouting your opponent?
We did about, I'd say 75% good on good last week, and 25% of Oregon State offense and defense. Regarding the game planning, it enabled us to get ahead. Was able to probably spend Friday. I probably spent Thursday and Friday during the day a lot on game planning. I know the defense did the same thing. Offensively, all of our coaches that participate in different aspects had their work done, which will allow us, because they didn't play either, it gave you don't really have to worry about getting another game in of information. So it does give us a little bit of that advantage to kind of get ahead a little bit, and really try to put the best possible plan together we can.
Jared, what was the reception on the road for the coaches as you guys went out this past week? And also, you mentioned you came back with a full practice. Just what was the mindset of wanting to go full bore right out of the gate to start this week?
Well, regarding the first part, very good reception out there on the road. We were in a lot of different states and a lot of different places, and I think people want to be a part of Arizona football. And they're beginning to get excited about the direction of the program and excited about wanting to join. They see the type of development that occurs here. They see the way the class of 22 and the class of 23 have not just been brought here based on empty promises, but have been brought here and are a huge part of the success of the program, and how often that these guys are the accolades that they have, and the amount of, I saw some of these sophomores are at the top of the following statistical categories, right? Jonah Coleman first, rushing touchdowns, Jonah Coleman first, receiving yards, T-Mac first, receiving touchdowns, T-Mac second, tackles, Jacob Manu first, interceptions, Ephesians Pride second, Takario Davis first, tackle for loss, Jacob Manu, quarterback hurries, Jacob Manu first. O-line, Jonah 7A has played 1,287 snaps over 2 seasons. So when you look at all the things that this class of 22 has done, they've done a lot of great things. And so when we were out on the road, we're able to share that. We're able to message that. And so if you're coming, if you're a high school coach and you hear that, you're very excited about sharing that with your potential players. To answer the other part of it, is I like to treat the bye week the same way we do the first week of the season, which would mean Sunday's a Tuesday, Tuesday's a Wednesday, Wednesday's a Thursday, Thursday's a Thursday, and then Friday's a Friday. So it gives us a chance to be able to get the most amount of hitting done earlier in the week and get the most amount of running and get our legs back the second half of the week.
Jed, you mentioned Coach Smith's record over the years. Are there any similarities or takeaways you can see from how he has developed Oregon State to the job that you're doing currently with Arizona?
I don't know. We haven't gotten to year 5 or 6 yet, but I would say that if you look at just the way his team has developed and the type of football they play, the brand of football they play, I think we have similarities in that regard. We believe in a lot of the same things, a lot of the same principles. We believe in how you high school recruit a certain group of players and develop those players and try to help those players move on as part of your program into the next level. I think that he came from an offensive background. He was an offensive coordinator at UW, so we have similar beliefs in terms of coaching the quarterbacks and there as well. But I just admire him from afar, have become friendly with him through the years. So I've been able to get to know him better and better and better, and you could see the progress that Oregon State has made under his direction, and hopefully we'll be able to take those same leaps and be sitting at 11th in the country one day as well.
How different is Oregon State compared to the previous 3 opponents you faced?
Schematically, they're extremely different. They're much more under center team. They're not a spread team. They are willing to play with a fullback, which we haven't seen really since UTEP. UTEP is similar in that regard in terms of their offensive scheme. They have some really good skill players on the perimeter, which is what we've been going against every week. They have a very good quarterback, which we've been going against every week. But what they do and how they use them and what they do in their running game is very different and unique in comparison to what USC or in comparison to what Washington State does, where they usually keep their edges open, with not a tight end and not a fullback. These guys usually play with a tight end and with a fullback. Defensively, similar in some regard. They're a cover 4 team and a man team, and a lot of teams play the 4 down front that they play. But they just play it at a very, very high level. I would say their defense over the last 2 years is one of the best defenses in the Pac-12, statistically, along with what you see on tape. So they're going to be quite a challenge there in terms of moving the football.
And then thoughts on Gronk being the new title sponsor of the LA Bowl and the possibilities of you guys maybe getting to that point?
No real thoughts on that. I am excited that Gronk is going to be our honorary captain, though, for the UCLA game. So that'll be a big deal. So that's exciting. So more excited about that part of it, to get him back on campus again. And Gronk has continued to support our program since I've been here, and I'm very grateful for that. So we'll have him back on campus next Saturday.
Jacob Minor was able to make that jump in season last year from the scout team to the 2 deep. Is there anyone who was on that track this year? And regardless, can you just give us some names of guys who stood out to you on the scout team?
Yeah, no one has necessarily made that jump just yet, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of our scout team players are really our backups this year anyhow. We're not nearly as much of the true freshmen or the scout team, and then the other guys are older. But a guy like Levi Sua has made a big jump. Malachi Riley has made a huge jump for us. Tay Brown, a true freshman, has done a tremendous job. Kamu, true freshman. Those 4 guys stand out, 3 of which on defense, 1 of which on offense. Dorian Thomas is beginning to make plays on the practice field. He's going to be a special tight end one day. I think that there's a lot of value there. He and Tyler Powell both. I would say that we definitely are beginning to see the fruits of the labor of some of the younger D linemen that are gonna start impacting games. Dom Lalesio seems to be able to have a pretty good role here moving forward as well. So those 5 or 6 guys have stood out in regards to how they're playing within as a freshman group, and then we'll just continue to see who else can develop into those roles.
Early on, when you got here, there were guys that weren't necessarily used to winning. Now that you've won a little bit, how important is it to have guys on this roster, even like a Bill Norton from somewhere else, or high school guys that have known success previously?
Yeah, one of the things, Jason, that you could remember when we talked about that recruiting class at 22 was focus on high school programs that have won a lot of games, to try to bring a lot of people into the locker room that know what winning feels like. And then with the portal this past year was to go try to find players from winning programs, whether that be Justin Flo from Oregon, whether that be Bill Norton, as you just brought up, from Georgia. There's something about knowing how to win. There's also something about guys like Manoa and Irby that sat there and went, losing season, winning season, maybe 500, and then really successful seasons at UCLA for the last couple of years, and seeing what that looks and feels like, to be able to share that with the locker room as well on when the corner turned, what that felt like. So you have the successes that guys like Norton and Flo can bring, talking about championship mentality. Then you have other guys that can share with you, with your younger players, what it feels like to flip the switch in college. But all of our freshmen and sophomores, all they know is winning. So it was hard for them to even adjust to the struggles early on. So now they're feeling that they're very confident every time we go out there, and very disappointed when the outcome doesn't go our way. Thanks, guys.